Bit of a camera there.
It says we're live.
It says it. Let's see. Let's see if it
Oh,
does it.
what a struggle this morning. Talk about the challenges. Can you just type in the box if you can hear us?
I think we're live, Graham. I'm going to go here.
Okay, we're going to just go for it and try to share some of the things. I know, what a challenge this morning. Okay, I put that. Are we there? Are we there yet?
Let us know if you can hear us coming through. Hopefully that's good.
So we wanted to talk about life up close and life up close with different personalities, and we've certainly had the challenges of the different personalities.
The challenges of working from home. Look at this
coming through. As we shared last time, the objective, well, the kind of catalyst for doing all of this was. Well, we wanted to do it because of our own experience, but it was this friend that we met in the cafe, wasn't it? Who didn't want to go home because he just started experiencing his wife working from home, and it was a nightmare. And that just triggered our memory.
Exactly. That was about 3 weeks ago. And his wife had been working at home for a week. And he was saying, I can't wait for her to go back to work. So I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
Well, as we shared, it was a baptism by fire for us, the first time that we worked from home together. And what we realized it was our personality differences and the strengths that those differences brought that were grating. We were grating against each other. And what happens is we assume that everybody thinks and feels and responds and behaves the same way that we do, because we think everybody's wired the same way we are. And even though we know they're different, we expect that they'll respond in a certain situation the way that we do. And when they don't, that becomes a real problem.
Yeah, well, we expect that people will be like us. They will do like us. At least I did. Maybe it was just me. I don't think so. But maybe it was. Just expect that people will see things, react, do things the way that we do. And when they don't, we think, why did they do that? What were they thinking?
Yeah.
Well, they were thinking differently because they're different people.
But the challenge is what we do is we end up judging and criticizing each other about those differences rather than taking a step back and accepting that, you know what, they're different from me. Yeah. So what we wanted to do was share a simple personality model that made a real difference for us. Oh, great. Thanks, Julie. Try this link. No sound. Is everybody hearing us now?
Okay, well, she's put the link in there.
Yes.
So hopefully, if you can see it on YouTube, then maybe that might be better.
Hey, guys, I'm so sorry that, all the challenges. We've had to try lots of different things to get on today. I think maybe everybody's doing this, this internet stuff.
Everybody's on webinars this morning.
Anyway, what we wanted to do was share a simple personality model, really taking it right back to basics. Okay, good. You can hear. Wonderful. Taking things right back to basics to help you anticipate how people will behave, to understand why some people behave the way that they do, to understand more about who you are and what you need and how you can be supported during this time. Because the more we understand each other, the more we can give what we call space and grace. Yeah. Give everybody space to be who they are, grace when they get it wrong, when we grate against each other up close and personal at home. So two axes to just think about. I might show you a picture if we can to get the model going. But if you think
I think we'll be able to get that. One sec, bear with me.
On one axis, if you think of people who are very task focused versus people who are very people focused. Not just yet, I'll show it in a minute. Okay. So some people are driven by what needs to get done, and that's their focus. Some people are very in tune with people and how people will respond and make their decisions based on the impact on the people around them rather than just focus on the task. So that's one dimension.
And the example I like to use just to bring that alive is if you imagine, say, you're all in a boat and you're trying to get to the other side. There's some people who will focus just on getting to the other side, and they will make that happen. Come hell or high water, they will make that happen. but there may be nobody left in the boat with them when they get to the other side. Whereas the other type of people will be all about the people. They may never get to the other side, but everybody will stay together. They'll make sure everybody's very comfortable and very happy. And that's the difference between those two, those dimensions there.
In their extreme.
Yeah.
So that's one dimension. The other dimension is people who are born to lead. They are just wired to take charge and to lead. And at the other end of that spectrum are people who they're okay to lead, but they're quite happy to follow. They don't have to be in charge. They don't have to lead. So when you put those two dimensions together, you end up with, well, we have caricatures which explain the personality in their extreme. Now, we'll say up front, nobody is extreme anything. We're all a blend with, different aspects of all four positions that you can be in this model. But we want to show this to you to give you a visual. So there you go. So in the top right, you end up with lions.
Top left for them.
Well, over here, lions who are very task focused and they want to be in charge. Beavers who are task focused, happy to allow others to be in charge. Retrievers who are people focused and happy to follow, and otters who are people focused and want to be in charge as well. And we'll just explain, I'll just hold that up there for a minute for you to see it, because what we want to do is explain what their strengths are, because they're all, we actually want all these personalities around us, because all the personality types bring a particular strength that we need.
Right.
The challenge is to learn how to live with each other when we start grating against the differences that they represent. And that's what we had to learn. Yeah. So John and I both have very strong lions. Lions like to take charge. They like to lead. And when lions get upset.
What do you think lions do? when they're upset, they roar. That's what lions do. So you got two lions together. They kind of come together, and no lion is giving in. Everybody wants their own way. Yeah, so that could be a real challenge, and we lived that one out firsthand.
Let me just say, it's 11:15 now. We know we'd said 15 minutes, but we started 5 or 10 minutes late, so we're happy to go for another 5-6 minutes or so.
We're 7 minutes in, so we can go for another 7 minutes.
Yeah,
if you're give you the full 15 minutes
if you're able to stay. If you need to leave, we understand that, but we want to deliver like we were going to say, like we were going to do. Yeah. Okay, so the benefits are lions are very, they're the leaders. They're the take charge. They will get things done. They're very they have an intuitive sense of what the right thing to do is, and happy to just make things happen. Not so much focused on how it lands with people, until that is they become aware that that's their Achilles heel. And that's the whole point of doing this, is that once you understand where you are and the strengths you bring, great, but also understand how you land with people.
Yeah. What's interesting, they need to learn actually the importance of people, because they absolutely, they're born, they know what the getting a job done is all about.
Yeah.
But they actually just need to learn that you've got to bring the people with you as well. That bit doesn't come naturally.
Yeah. But if you're ever in a crisis or a fire, you want a lion.
They will get you out of there. They will make it happen. Absolutely.
Yeah, very goal focused. Otters are the creative, the fun-loving, inspiring people. They're the networkers. They're people who know people who know people. The challenge for them is they can get bored very easily. And I can say that because I'm one of them. I have strong otter in me as well, which means in the home situation, in lockdown, you need to find different ways to entertain yourself. Yeah. even if it's doing a different kind of a meal, or going outside, or working in a different area of the house, because the boredom.
But the beauty is otters will make lockdown fun, because they need fun to live and to survive. They will make things fun around you. So it's great to have otters in situations like this. They'll make it fun.
Yeah. Beavers are the attention to detail people. They're the ones who give us quality in this world. They will be precise. They will, 80% isn't good enough. They will work things through in detail to the nth degree. I thank God that I have a beaver in my life, because I get bored. 80% is fine and I'm ready to move on. John will work through the detail and actually write letters in the box instead of
and in a situation like this with the where you're having to now shop 2 weeks out and not go to the supermarket every day and so on, again, the beavers, I can say this because that's kind of what we've been living, is these are the ones who will make a list of all the things that we've bought in the house, and this is what we have and this is where it is, and so we know where things are. That's just how beavers function. Now, if you're not a beaver, it can be seen as a little bit retentive, maybe some people might say, a bit frustrating, but beavers just need order in their lives. They need to know where things are. And in a crisis situation, actually, that can be a good thing.
Yeah.
You don't realize it until you need it, but when you need it, then it's there for you.
So in lockdown, the beavers will probably be the ones who will insist on doing things perfectly and wanting to do things in full detail. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes the next session, we're going to talk about choosing your battles. And this is one of the things where you understand the personality and you have a bit of give and take. You can have a conversation about, do we really need to be as detailed with this? Does it have to be as perfect with this? Does the house have to be as tidy now that you're all around? You'll know the things, you'll start to recognize the personality traits and recognize some of the ways that they show up in the home. Respect the fact that this is how they're wired, but also give each other some slack and say, you know what, life's a bit different at home now. Maybe we don't need to be going, we can close the door on the boys' rooms.
Yeah, I was going to say, because beavers are the ones who are most likely to get frustrated by mess and untidiness and, just chaos around them. They can't function like that. They need order to survive.
Yeah. But without judging. And that's the thing, is to realize that not everybody sees it as mess. Not everybody worries about it. Some people are happy to step over it and still function very well. But some things that cause stress to certain personality types, you can talk about how you support each other to be at peace at home. We haven't spoken about the retrievers. The retrievers, chances are, they're the ones who will be out, because retrievers are your carers, your nurses, your teachers. They're the ones who are very relational. They're the safe shoulder to cry on. They're the people who make relationships work really well. So if they're home with you, they're probably the ones who might be pouring themselves into making sure everybody else is doing okay. And sometimes it means they do that at the expense of what they need themselves. They're probably the ones who will need more quiet time and more space away without having to be pouring into other people, because that's what they tend to spend a lot of their time doing.
So no, I'm just going to say, so all the important thing is all of these personality types have real value in them. Just too much of them is where you can actually have a problem. Too much lion, too much golden retriever, too much beaver, too much otter. And so people, the point is, people need to recognize what their tendencies are. These are just tendencies. They're not pigeonholing. They're not sort of locking people in, pigeonholing, locking people down forever. It's just saying, this is what your natural tendencies are. You need to be aware of that and tone them down where they're too much, or beef them up where they're just not enough. You haven't got enough, whatever it happens to be in you. And it's about not about watering things down so there's nothing there. Well, whoops, knocking things over here. But actually having, getting to the point where there is, in the right situation, if you need to rise and be a lion, you can do that. If you need the people side of things, the golden retriever side of things, in a situation where it's important to bring the people along with you, you need to up your game in that area.
Or make sure you have a golden retriever in there with you.
As part of the team with you, who will focus on that.
It's recognizing that we all have blind sides. And once you know that you have a blind side, you can be more alert to it and be more caring for everybody around you. But the key thing is to know that we're wired differently. We all have different strengths, which means we show up in a certain way. just be aware of how what you do impacts the people around you now that you're in lockdown.
Right.
Don't try and change people or judge them. Realize that they wire differently. Where things great, be able to talk about it, and just kind of be there for each other. Be there in a more supportive way rather than in a criticizing or judging way. That's what we had to learn, is to give each other space and grace to agree what is okay, agree what's like too much mess, for example,
yeah.
and find a way to make life in lockdown work.
Yeah.
So hope that was helpful. It's it just feels so fast and furious us trying to truncate. What do we say? What do we include? Next time we're going to talk about choosing your battles, because of course with personality differences, you'll find that there will be times when the difference is so great it causes a conflict, and we're going to talk about how you choose your battles and then how you actually do battle well,
which is coming after.
And strengthen the relationship rather than damage it. So that's what we're going to be talking about on Thursday.
Thursday, 11 o'clock, and prayerfully technology will behave itself.
Thursday's 3.
It's 3 o'clock. I beg your pardon. 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday.
Yeah.
The 9th.
Yeah. So hope that was helpful. Thanks for bearing with us. Sorry the technology didn't work. I don't know what we can do about that. It's like YouTube was overloaded.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it's behaving now.
Yeah, we finally got live and we got to share some stuff with you. Hope that was helpful, and look forward to seeing you on Thursday.
Remember, you're going to have to re-register for Thursday because it's each session is an independent session. So
yeah,
sign up for Thursday. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.